What if I told you that in just 6 months, your life could be completely different if you decide to take action today? You may think 6 months isn't enough time to change my life, but I challenge you to rethink that. How will you spend the next 6 months? Will it be just another series of days past, filled with the same routines, the same unfulfilled dreams, the same excuses? Or will this time be the catalyst for the transformation you've been waiting for? It's easy to let time slip away, but every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. Let me ask you, when the clock strikes 6 months from now, where will you be? Will you look back and wish you had started today? Or will you proudly look back and say, I took control and I've changed my life? Let's get real. What will your life look like if you keep doing what you're doing now? Will it stay the same, or will it get worse? Regret is the cost of doing nothing. It's the price you pay for staying stagnant. Picture this. You wake up 6 months from now the same way you do today, with the same doubts, the same fears, and the same unfulfilled potential. How will you feel when you look back and ask yourself, why didn't I change sooner? Regret has no escape. It doesn't disappear. But change, real change, starts when you decide to take that first step. The choice is yours. Will you continue living in a prison of your own making, or will you break free and make these next 6 months count? This isn't about waiting for the perfect opportunity or hoping for a miracle to save you. It's about hard work, persistence, and making the most of what you already have. Too often we wait for things to line up perfectly, waiting for the right moment. But let me tell you something, the right moment is now. The power to change is in your hands, and only you have the ability to create your future. You have everything you need to begin. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Take action with what you have. 6 months can change everything if you decide to make them count. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to act. Time is the one thing we all have in equal measure, yet it's the one thing we can never get back. Think about it. Once time is gone, it's gone forever. How are you spending yours? Are you allowing it to slip through your fingers, wasting it on things that don't matter? Or are you using it to create the life you've always dreamed of? Every day you waste is one day closer to regret. And trust me, regret doesn't care about how old you are or what your excuses are. Time doesn't care. It keeps moving forward whether you're ready or not. You might tell yourself, I'll get to it later. But what happens when later never comes? What happens when you wake up 5 years from now, wondering where all that time went? Now, I'm not saying you need to make drastic changes overnight, but every day you allow to pass without action is another day you can't get back. So how will you use the time you have left? Will you squander it, or will you make it count? The choice is yours. 6 months is all it takes to completely change the trajectory of your life. I know it seems like a small window of time, but in reality, 6 months can be the difference between staying stuck or moving forward. You've seen it happen before, right? People who set out with a single goal in mind, and within 6 months they've accomplished what they once thought was impossible. Take someone like Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. In less than a year, she went from selling fax machines door to door to creating a multi-billion-dollar brand. Or look at Steve Jobs. He was fired from Apple, only to return and turn the company into the tech giant it is today. 6 months is enough to make a massive shift, but only if you start now. 6 months from today, you could be celebrating the biggest change of your life, or you could be wondering why you didn't start sooner. It's all about how you choose to use this time. I'm going to be blunt. Excuses will get you nowhere. You can tell yourself all the reasons why you haven't started yet. I'm too busy, I don't know where to begin, I'm not ready. But the truth is, those excuses are nothing more than a distraction from the truth. You're afraid. Every second you waste is 1 second you'll never get back. And one day, when you're looking back, you'll realize that those excuses were just chains that held you back from achieving your dreams. It's time to get rid of the excuses. Time doesn't wait for anyone. No matter how many obstacles you face, time keeps moving forward. So what will you do? Will you keep saying you'll start tomorrow, or will you make today count? Every day is a new opportunity to take a step closer to the life you want. Stop waiting for the stars to align or for someone else to tell you it's your time. It's your time, and the only way to make the most of it is to act. The clock is ticking, and every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Make every second count. No more excuses. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is just a signal that growth is on the other side of it. Too many of us believe that fear will hold us back forever. But the truth is, fear is only a wall. And guess what? You have the strength to break through that wall. The real question is, you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of not being good enough. But let me tell you something, fear is normal. In fact, fear means you're moving in the right direction. The moment you feel fear, that's when you know you're about to step into new territory. Fear is the signal that the next level of your life is waiting for you, and it's time to embrace it. Don't let it paralyze you. Let it fuel you. It's not an obstacle, it's an opportunity. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to step into the unknown, to push beyond the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Take a moment and think about someone you admire. They didn't get to where they are by staying in the safe, comfortable lane. They got there by embracing the fear of the unknown, by stepping into the discomfort and taking the risks. What's on the other side of fear? Success, growth, and the life you've always dreamed of. But it won't happen if you stay where it's comfortable. You have to move through the fear. You have to take the leap. You might be afraid to fail. But let me ask you this, what's worse? The fear of failing or the regret of never trying? Fear is temporary, it's uncomfortable, it might even feel unbearable at times, but it's fleeting. It passes. The pain of fear is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Imagine this 6 months from now. You could be living the life you've always dreamed of, or you could be sitting in the same place, stuck in the same routines, wondering what might have been. Fear is just a feeling. Regret is forever. Don't let fear hold you back. The only thing worse than fear is the regret you'll feel when you realize you didn't take action when you had the chance. 6 months, that's your window of opportunity. How will you make it count? The challenge is simple. Commit to change. Don't get lost in the excuses. Don't waste time waiting for perfect conditions. The real work starts when you make the decision to act. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know every step of the journey. All you need is a commitment to move forward, one step at a time. This is your challenge. Only you can decide how you'll spend these next 6 months. Will you take action or sit on the sidelines? Will you step up to the plate or let another opportunity slip through your fingers? The first step is the hardest, but it's also the most important. So make it count. Make it happen. You don't need a giant leap. You just need small, consistent steps every day. That's how big change happens. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't make it to the top in one giant leap. You take one step, then another, and before you know it, you're at the summit, looking back at the trail you've climbed. Each small action you take is like a step up that mountain, and with every step, you get closer to your goal. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the step. Remember, progress, not perfection. Each day is a new chance to keep moving toward your goal. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Start now and let the momentum carry you forward. The key to success is consistency. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it. Too many people wait for things to fall into place, but the reality is things don't fall into place. They're made to fall into place by taking action. The only way to build momentum is to start. Don't sit around waiting for the right time, because the right time is always now. Keep moving forward. No matter how small the steps seem, just don't stop. Each day you take a step forward, you're building momentum that will carry you to the finish line. Playing it safe may feel comfortable, but it's actually a dangerous form of self-sabotage. If you always play it safe, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. There's no reward in staying in your comfort zone. You have to push yourself. That's where the magic happens. Money can be earned, things can be replaced, but time, once it's gone forever. Think about that for a second. Every day that passes is a day you'll never get back. Are you using your time wisely, or are you letting it slip away? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but what we do with those hours will determine the life we live. Every moment wasted is an opportunity lost, a step further from the life you truly want. Time is a precious resource, and it's up to you to decide how you use it. So ask yourself, how much more could you accomplish if you didn't waste another second? The truth is, time doesn't care if you're ready or not. It moves forward, whether you act or not. Think about it like sand running through your fingers. It slips away, and before you know it, what once seemed like endless time is gone in an instant. That moment you thought you had all the time in the world, it's past. The longer you wait, the more you'll realize how much time you've actually lost. And you can never get it back. But here's the thing, you don't need a perfect moment. You don't need the stars to align, the world to pause, or for everything to be just right. The perfect time will never come. It doesn't exist. But today is all you need to start making a change. It's not about waiting for a grand moment to make that big leap. It's about recognizing that today is the moment to take action. No matter how small the step, the clock doesn't stop ticking, and neither should you. It's time to take control. 6 months might seem like a long time, but trust me, it will pass faster than you think. Ask yourself, what will you have to show for it when it's over? You could let it slip by just like the last 6 months, or you could turn it into something transformative. Think about all the people who have changed the world in just a fraction of that time. People like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and countless others. What they accomplished in 6 months or even less is nothing short of extraordinary. What could you do if you dedicated yourself fully starting right now? 6 months from today, you could look back at a life you've completely transformed if you choose to act. But remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It's not about making giant leaps in one day. It's about consistent small steps. Every day is a chance to move forward, no matter how small. If you wait for the perfect moment to start, you'll never begin. But if you take the first step today, you're already ahead of where you would have been tomorrow. It's all about taking action now, no matter how small, because that's how real change happens. Fear is the one thing standing between you and the life you want. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But let me ask you, what's the worst that could happen if you just took the leap? What if you acted despite the fear? What if you did it anyway? Fear keeps you stuck in the same place, thinking you're protecting yourself, but in reality, it's costing you everything you want. Your dreams, your happiness, your potential. Fear doesn't have your best interest at heart. It's a liar telling you that you're not good enough, that you should stay safe. But let me tell you something, fear is not your friend, it's your enemy, keeping you from the life you were meant to live. Ask yourself, what are you really afraid of? Is it the unknown, judgment from others? Or is it simply that fear has convinced you to stay small? The only way to move forward is to face that fear head on. Don't let it control you. You're stronger than it. You know, self-doubt often masquerades as practicality. It sounds logical, doesn't it? It's safer to stay where I am. At least I know what to expect. But here's the truth. That safety is just a trap. You're telling yourself that the familiar is better, but deep down you know it's the death of your dreams. How many more years will you waste listening to the voice in your head telling you to stay comfortable? How many more opportunities will slip away while you stay trapped in the same cycle of doubt and fear? What's the real cost of inaction? The longer you stay where you are, the further you get from your potential. The longer you listen to that voice telling you to wait, the longer your dreams remain out of reach. Safety doesn't lead to greatness, it leads to regret. Think about it. What could happen if you let go of that fear today? What could you accomplish if you decided once and for all that you're no longer going to let self-doubt make the decisions for you? Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward in spite of it. The greatest achievers of our time didn't wake up one day fearless. They woke up and made a choice to act, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the voices telling them they weren't ready. They chose courage. You see, courage isn't something you're born with, it's something you decide to create in yourself. And it's that courage that will change your life, not the comfort you've been holding on to for dear life. If you're always playing it safe, you will never experience the breakthroughs you're capable of. You will never see what you can achieve until you decide to take that first step, even if your knees are shaking, even if your heart is pounding. Courage is the key to unlocking your true potential. But without it, you'll stay exactly where you are, trapped. If you want a new life, you've got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Comfort doesn't lead to growth, discomfort does. You can't expect change if you're always staying in the same place, doing the same things. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Life begins where the comfort zone ends. It's when you step into the unknown that you unlock your true potential. It's like planting a seed. You don't plant it in the most comfortable, safe place. You bury it in the soil, in the unknown, where it can stretch and grow into something amazing. Growth is uncomfortable, it's messy, it's uncertain, but it's also beautiful. When you take that step outside your comfort zone, you're making space for your growth. You're opening up to the possibility of a new, better life. And I promise you, when you're willing to embrace the discomfort, that's when the magic happens. 6 months from now, will you look back and be proud of the progress you made, or will you be stuck wishing you had done more? This is a powerful question, because the truth is, in just 6 months, everything can change. Your career, your health, your relationships, your personal growth, your finances, everything is within reach if you just take action. 6 months may seem like a short time, but in the grand scheme of life, it's a window that can transform your reality. Every single day is a choice. Will you let the clock tick away without doing something that moves you forward, or will you seize it? The choice is yours. But remember, time waits for no one. The clock is ticking. How will you spend your time? Will you stay stuck in the same old patterns, distracted by the things that don't matter? Or will you make the decision right now to make powerful, lasting change? The time is now. What will you choose? Focus. It's the most powerful tool you have. One thing done with absolute focus will get you farther than 10 things done half-heartedly. Think about it. Have you ever tried to juggle too many things at once? How did that work out for you? Probably not as well as you hoped. Focus is the key to making massive change in your life. What's that one thing you need to focus on right now? What's the one thing that if you commit to it will make everything else easier? It could be getting that promotion, getting healthier, learning a new skill, or rebuilding a relationship. Whatever it is, laser focus on it. Focus is like a laser beam, sharp, powerful, and concentrated. When you spread your energy across 100 different tasks, you dilute your potential. But when you zero in on one goal, that's when you make real progress. The longer you stay scattered, the longer you delay the success you deserve. Focus on what matters. It's time to put your energy where it counts. Now let me tell you something about the power of consistency. It's not the big gestures that change your life. It's the small actions you take every day. Think of success like a tree. When you plant a seed, you don't see the growth immediately, do you? But you keep watering it day after day, and after some time, that small seed begins to grow. If you water it consistently, it will turn into a powerful tree. And that's how success works. Small actions, taken every day, will lead to massive results over time. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But let me tell you, every day that you show up, every small action you take, you are laying the foundation for the future. The secret to success is not in making big leaps once in a while, but in the daily, consistent efforts you put in. What's your seed? What can you start today that if you nurture it every day will grow into something massive by the end of 6 months? Momentum, the snowball effect. Have you ever watched a snowball rolling down a hill? At first, it's small, but as it keeps rolling, it gets bigger, faster, and more unstoppable. That's how momentum works. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take that first step, momentum starts working in your favor. Success builds on itself. Don't wait for the perfect moment to take a huge leap. Start small. One small action today, another tomorrow. Soon you'll notice that your small actions are stacking up, and before you know it, you'll be on a roll. That's how momentum works. It's a snowball effect of progress. 6 months may feel like a long time, but with the right momentum, you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve. When you start small, don't be afraid of the pace. Just keep going. Let the momentum take over and watch your progress accelerate. Let's put all of this together. You have 6 months. Will you let this time pass by like every other day, or will you choose to change your life? The clock is ticking, and it's up to you how you spend it. Focus on what matters. Take small, consistent actions and build momentum that will carry you to places you never thought possible. 6 months from now, you could be looking back at your transformation, proud of the steps you took, grateful for the time you didn't waste. It's all in your hands. The choice is yours. The time to start is now. What are you paying for every day that you stay where you are? You might think you're playing it safe, but the truth is you're paying with your future. Every day you stay stuck, you're losing opportunities. Every moment spent in comfort or hesitation is a moment you can't get back. You might think that you're avoiding risk, but you're actually risking something much more valuable. Your potential, your dreams, your future self. Regret is more expensive than failure because regret doesn't teach you anything. Failure gives you lessons. Failure helps you grow. But regret, it leaves you standing still, watching life pass you by. It traps you in a cycle of what-ifs and could-have-beens. The price of staying stuck is not just about missing opportunities. It's about living with the haunting knowledge that you had the chance to change and you didn't take it. So ask yourself, when you look back 6 months from now, do you want to be proud of your growth? Or will you be haunted by the missed opportunities that you let slip away? The choice is yours. You can choose to stay where you are, or you can decide today to stop paying the price of inaction. Regret is the true enemy. Let me tell you something, regret is the one thing you can never shake off. Money, success, and even time can be earned back. But regret, that's permanent. It's a scar that doesn't fade, a reminder that you could have done more. Think about the people who could have made a bigger impact. People who had dreams, passions, and talents but let them slip away because they waited too long. People who let fear, procrastination, and excuses stop them from taking action. The world is full of untapped potential, and regret is the reason for it. Don't let that be your story. How many years are you willing to live with the thought of what if? What will you miss out on if you choose comfort over action? The most expensive thing in life is not failure. It's living with the haunting feeling that you didn't try, that you didn't take the chance when you had it. Don't let that be your reality. Don't let regret be your constant companion. Take action now, while you still can. What will your life look like in 5 or 10 years if you don't change today? Think about it for a moment. Will you be content with what-if stories? Will you be okay with telling yourself that you could have been more, done more, but just didn't take that first step? Every day you delay is another day that slips away, never to be reclaimed. Every day you wait is another day where you miss out on the life you could have had. Your future self will look back and they will wonder why you didn't act when you had the chance. They'll wish you had taken that leap. Don't let your future self look back with regret. The longer you wait, the more you'll regret not starting sooner. This moment right now is your opportunity to make the change. The clock is ticking. Don't waste any more time. Start today. Because the longer you wait, the heavier the weight of missed opportunities becomes. This is your turning point. This is the moment when everything can change. Right now, you have the power to make decisions that will shape your future. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because that moment will never come. Today is the day to start taking control of your life. You have the power to rewrite your story, to stop living in the shadows of what if, and to start moving toward the life you want. Don't let the fear of failure stop you. Failure doesn't mean you're done. It means you're learning. It's inaction that holds you hostage. The fear of doing nothing is worse than the fear of failing. So take the first step, even if it's small. Act now, because this moment is your chance to eliminate the regret you're afraid of. You are in control. You can make today the day that changes everything. Don't wait another second. Your future is waiting for you. Go after it. How much longer are you going to keep trying to do this on your own? Think about it. How many times have you told yourself that you're going to make a change, that you're going to improve, only to find yourself stuck, falling back into old habits? We all do it, but here's the truth. You can't do it alone. Accountability isn't just about someone telling you what to do. It's about having someone in your corner who believes in you, even when you can't believe in yourself. Top performers, athletes, entrepreneurs, world leaders, they all have coaches, mentors, or accountability partners. Why? Because they understand that success is a team effort. No matter how driven you are, you need someone who can challenge you, push you when you're about to give up, and celebrate your victories with you. They understand that it's not just about setting goals, it's about staying the course day after day and having someone there to keep you grounded. Do you have someone who's holding you accountable to your full potential? Who's pushing you to give more than what you thought was possible? If you don't, it's time to find that person. Accountability is the secret ingredient. It's the thing that transforms your ambition into action, your desire into results. If you're going to succeed, you need someone in your corner. It's time to stop trying to do it alone. Success doesn't come by chance. It comes from clear, actionable steps. If you want to succeed, you need to break it down, not just into goals, but into daily actions. Start by writing down your goals for the next 6 months. Break them down into smaller, achievable steps. What actions will you take today, tomorrow, and every single day until you reach those goals? It's not enough to have a dream. You need a roadmap. And that roadmap is created through clear actions, consistent effort, and constant accountability. Think about the most successful people you know, whether they're waking up at 5 a.m. to get their day started or tracking their progress every single day. These people aren't waiting for motivation to strike. They're doing the work even when it's hard because they've set up systems to keep them on track. You need that same discipline. Success is not about having the desire, it's about the discipline to follow through. When you make a plan and commit to it, you give yourself the structure you need to keep moving forward. Your plan will hold you accountable even when things get tough. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. Start now, build your system, and hold yourself accountable. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let that sink in for a second. Are the people around you pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mindset, your energy, and your progress. If your current circle isn't pushing you to be better, it's time to make a change. Look around at the people you spend the most time with. Are they challenging you to grow? Are they inspiring you to take action? Or are they content to let you stay where you are? To achieve greatness, you have to surround yourself with people who are also striving for greatness. You need people who will call you out when you're slacking, who will encourage you when you're down, and who will celebrate your wins with you. This is not just about finding people who agree with you, it's about finding people who challenge you to be the best version of yourself. If you want to level up, you need to build a circle that helps you rise. Find those people, whether they're mentors, coaches, or people who share your goals, and surround yourself with them. You are not alone in this. Together you can achieve more than you ever could on your own. You have untapped potential that's just waiting to be unlocked. Think about it. You've been playing small, telling yourself that you're not ready or that it's too difficult. But here's the truth, you can do more. There is greatness inside of you, waiting to break free. Imagine yourself as a diamond. Right now, you may feel rough, unpolished, and hidden away. But with the right actions, the right focus, and the right mindset, you can shine brighter than you ever thought possible. You have everything you need to succeed. It's all within you. The only thing stopping you from becoming the best version of yourself is your own fear and doubt. Let go of those limiting beliefs. You are capable of more than you think. What would happen if you started believing in your full potential today? You would stop settling for less than you deserve. You would step out of your comfort zone and take risks that lead to real growth. You would stop living in the shadows of your doubts and start shining in your greatness. Your potential is limitless. It's time to believe it and take the necessary steps to unlock it. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine where you want to be in 6 months. Picture your life, the career, the health, the relationships. What does your dream life look like? What have you accomplished? A clear vision is powerful. Without a clear vision, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly, unsure of where you're going. But when you have a clear vision of where you want to be, everything changes. Your actions become intentional. Your path becomes clearer. Your steps become purposeful. What would it feel like to wake up every single day with purpose, knowing that you are living your dream life? The key is to start with the end in mind. Visualize your success and then take the first step toward that future. Every single day, do something, no matter how small, that brings you closer to the life you've imagined. Your vision is your roadmap. Start today and let that vision guide you. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Too often we get caught up in the end result, thinking that once we've made it, everything will be perfect. But the truth is, success is built on the steps you take along the way. It's about the daily grind, the little wins, and the lessons you learn through the process. Perfection doesn't exist. Growth isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about showing up every single day and doing the work, even when it's hard. The process is just as important as the outcome. Don't get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. Embrace the struggle. It's leading you to something bigger. Every small step, every effort, every challenge you face is pushing you closer to your goals. Celebrate your progress. Recognize the small wins, because those small wins will compound, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. This is your journey, and it starts today. Keep going, trust the process, and remember, success is not a destination, it's a way of life. You have 6 months. What will you do with them? The clock is ticking, and every moment you delay is a moment you can never get back. Think about it. 6 months from now, you'll either be exactly where you are now, or you'll have transformed your life. Which future will you choose? This is the reality we face. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't stop or slow down for you to catch up. If you don't take action now, you're signing up for 6 more months of the same, 6 more months of frustration, unfulfilled dreams, and living beneath your potential. And if you let this slip by, it could turn into years of regret. But if you take charge today, everything can change. You have a shot at transformation. This is your shot, but it won't wait for you. What are you going to do with your time? This is your chance to make a choice that could change everything. Will you step up and seize it, or will you keep letting time slip away? The hardest part is always taking the first step. No matter how big the goal is, that initial move is the one that starts it all. You will never feel fully ready, and that's okay. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the stars to align, for the situation to be just right. But let me tell you something, the perfect moment doesn't exist. The best time to start is now. The first step is the one that sets everything into motion. Don't wait for things to magically fall into place. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need to take that first step. Once you do, you'll find the path in front of you clearing up. You'll start to see the next step, then the next, until the whole journey unfolds before you. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Create that moment. That's where change begins. Right here, right now. Take the step. The rest will follow. Your future starts right now. The choices you make today will determine whether you're still stuck 6 months from now, or whether you're living the life you deserve. So I'm going to ask you something right now. This moment, will you continue to let fear, doubt, and comfort hold you back? Will you keep waiting for everything to fall into place, or will you finally step up and take control of your own destiny? This is the choice. This is your moment. The time is now. You are capable of greatness, but it starts with the decision to act. It starts with you choosing to embrace this moment, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how uncertain it feels. Remember this, you are the one in control of your life, not your past, not your circumstances, not the people around you. It's all in your hands. Your destiny is something you can shape, if you choose to. The time for waiting is over. Starting today, every small step you take is a victory. Every action you take leads you closer to the life you were meant to live. This is your time. Don't waste it. You deserve to live a life that excites you, a life that fulfills you. But that life doesn't come by accident. It comes from the choices you make. So make them right now and never look back. You've got this.